What you're seeing right now is me scrolling through the sports section on Crunchyroll. And the ones with that orange icon on the top right corner are all anime I've watched throughout my time on this floating rock. And there's still a bunch of series missing from this list, but point is, I've seen a lot of sports anime. And while yes, my years of playing sports has definitely enabled me to relate with them more and connect with them deeper, I've loved sports anime long before I picked up a basketball or sprawled on a mat. Because sports is just a vehicle to tell a story. I have a lot of friends who, besides Blue Lock and Kuroko no Basket, have just never quite got it. And I'm here to change that. Tennis noise! Bow! There's a chance you are watching right now and you have not heard of Baby Steps. And that is truly a shame. It's so underrated, so under-talked about, so underappreciated, while yet, in my opinion, so quintessential to what the sports anime experience could be. I think it captures the charm of introducing a character that is a vehicle for our perspective and falling in love with this new sport we've never heard of or have heard of but never dived into, learning its ins and outs, having it change the character and change us as the viewer, and also develop a newfound appreciation for the sport and use it as a medium for telling a worthwhile story that predicates on the sport itself. I think a good sports anime, although it doesn't have to do this to necessarily be good, but I think it's something cool that can happen in sports anime, is to make the story depend on the sport itself. Like have it be an integral part of the narrative. Like the story you would tell for a series centered around tennis would be different from one centered around football, for example, right? Because one is a single sport, the other one is a team sport with differing styles of competition, different dangers, different risks, and different perspectives through playing the sport that would create the world building that you would get with villages of ninjas in Naruto or Nen in Hunter x Hunter, for example. Rather than a story that's so one note, you could kind of switch basketball to football and it would basically feel the same. Just realized I barely talked about baby steps, but we'll take it one baby step at a time. Everything I've said this far definitely applies to baby steps. It's pretty simple. Like, I mean, I'm not going to get too into these synopsises because it's basically like, here's a character and this is the sport they play. Very likable guy, plays tennis. He has a very good, like, try-hard nature about him. He's not talented. You know what I mean? It's cool also to see, like, the nerd guy be a lovable main character, or instead of him being, like, raw talent or the hardest worker who's just grinding. He grinds hard, but, like, in a different way where, like, he takes notes and practices form and learns about the mechanics of the game. It's like he's like a competitive gamer in a good way. Anyways, you may have noticed I brought up football here and there. Although this wasn't intentional, it is foreshadowing. Blue 42, Set Hut, football. Ice Shield 21 is a wonderful, novel, little shonen sports vibe I really liked watching growing up. I think it can serve as a nice gateway for people who grew up watching Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, and the like. It's got that shonen heart and soul, with just a football backdrop. The story follows a kid who's been bullied and was basically made to be an elite store runner. He's run away from his bullies so much and gone on so many errand runs, he had top-tier prime conditioning before he even stepped on the field. And through his football team utilizing that untapped talent, his accumulative efforts compound into a transformation of self. And through running for others, he unintentionally reinvents himself, becoming someone capable, someone dependable, and someone who runs for something rather than away from something.
I always wanted to play baseball. Y'all think I would have been a good baseball player? I feel like I would have been like a big poppy. I feel like I would have been a big poppy.
But this is the exact opposite. Oblivion Battery follows a catcher and a pitcher who were super successful, but the catcher lost his memory, and the person he was once that embodiment of work ethic and determination, built himself into a dependable captain. But that's all gone now. He's returned to a previous save state where he just started, and he doesn't really give a shit about baseball, and he's not really serious, and he doesn't want to work hard, and he's kind of an 8th grader just fucking around. And bruh, this show is funny. Like, this show is funny, bruh. Like, I can't explain to you jokes, bro. It's just funny. You just gotta trust me on that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. But regardless if you can take my word for its humor or not, I mean, like, you can see it. This shit look nice. It's got amazing animation. And also, I guess this is something else you'd have to take my word for, but it gets into some actual character development with like the new team that he's on and the picture, like trying to bring him back to himself, having him relearn the discipline that he's garnered over his time, over his tenure. But he himself has changed. And in starting from scratch, although he lost a lot of his baseball skill, he becomes, more well-rounded as a person. And in restarting, he gains a perspective that is bigger than baseball. And this isn't just for him, because the rest of the core cast has their own thing going on. And with some, in my opinion, beautiful and unexpected character development. Like, I'd laugh and then I'd be like, hold on, this is kind of touching. Like, oh my gosh, knee slapper, this writing, bruh. To, oh my gosh, that's writing, bruh. But beyond that, it's a story, bruh. I can't really mansplain you a story. Everyone knows what a story is. Like, you know what a story is. So just watch it. Just take my word for it. And you'll enjoy it. Probably. And of course, the greatest as crowned by public opinion, for good reason, Hajime no Ippo. Come on. It's a sports anime video. Of course I have to include it. This is kind of the gold star. This is the North Star of what sports anime is. And so you'd probably enjoy it because everyone already did. And what's that? Ashita no Joe? So true. Oh, so true. So true. Oh, so true. That's so true. So true. So true. So true. But I'm speaking from personal experience. And my personal experience was watching Hajime no Ippo in like 5th grade. I was tubby as fuck, overweight, and I would watch the shit and then go for a run. And I unironically lost weight doing that. Every day, I'd watch an episode of Hajime no Ippo and then would immediately go for a run. Like, I'd literally watch it as I put my shoes on. And then I had like boxing hand wraps, like the bandages, and I would box afterwards. I hit a bag. And would I might have done it without Hajime no Ippo? Yeah, but that's not the point. That's not what happened. That shit lit that fire in me. You know that shit got you motivated when you start hitting push-ups. You start going for a run. You start changing your life. And I still run, on and off. But I ran today, and I work out every single day. I've worked out every single day, maybe besides like 2 days this last year, 2026. But I'm gonna be honest, that flame that I had as a 6th grader isn't quite there. I go through the motions, but there's not that passion behind it. It's like I'm just showing up to show up. And by no means, don't get me wrong, I think that is the way to go. It's not really about having the flashiest shit every single time. It's just about being there every single time. And so like, I'm practicing what I preach and whatnot, but damn, that fire was higher. Man, like, bruh, I had like a mid jog. I had a good run, like last good run was like a week ago. But tomorrow's run might have some more fire in it, who knows? Who knows? Just realized how sidetracked I got. But that is almost a testament to Hajime no Ippo, where it's like, I don't even need to explain what it's about, why you should watch it. I just assume. I'm just confident in it, I guess, because I'm not even trying to sell you on it. I'm just like, here it is. This is it. This is the thing. And they'd be like, sell me a pen. Like, do you need a pen? If you need a pen, here's the pen. This is the pen. Hit the pen. And then hit a bag or something. Maybe get a bag or shit. Yeah, but that feeling of like, oh, I get it, that people have with sports anime, I've had through this series, so that's just it. I've also had it with Baby Steps. I've also had it with Ice Shield 21. So like, you can get it with any of these series. But this was my earliest introduction to that feeling. So I'm just sharing my journey. I'm pointing you to the path that I walked on. But if any of these interest you, then just give it a shot. Everyone's road looks different. And even though I hadn't played any type of sport ever, I guess I played soccer before I watched Hajime no Ippo, but like, that shit does not count. Like, I sat on a cone and just picked at grass. I scored the wrong goal one time. One time I literally took a piss on the field mid-game in front of all the parents. Needless to say, I don't play soccer no more. But yeah, nonetheless, even for me, and even for that kid, sports series changed his life. And you never know what could change your life. You only know looking back. You only know like, oh, this random thing actually changed my life. It set me on this course that determined how my days were spent. And what I'm hoping to give to you is something that would put those days in a positive direction. One that you won't regret looking back on. One that you'd be happy you did. Happy you lived. And in a similar vein, oh my gosh, that is a pun that I didn't realize I just made that is kind of damn. Like, I didn't mean to make it, but now hearing it out loud, I'm like, that's kind of yikes. But you got to see it to find out. And what I'm referring to is Rikoru. My biggest video on this channel, actually, which is what I called a dark Hajime no Ippo. And if you're morbidly curious to see how dark it gets and what I'm talking about, give it a watch after this. Love you. Bye.
Come over here!
Off Rip, Thug 1 and Thug 2 are outside ready to bust down the freaking door. And they do. They're here to collect. And inside what looks like to be the cleanest gamer's room, they see a little boy using a corpse hung off of a noose as a heavy bag. And the thugs know the little boy. He actually asks him, what are you doing? And the little boy actually, calls him Unk. So you know what? Thug 1 has been promoted to Unk.